happy cooking. This is your flexitarian chef, Jael Tanti. Today we're gonna make a beautiful recipe. This is my best recipe yet for a vegetarian lasagna. So let me show you some of the stuff that we're gonna use. Number one, we are going to use a Salad Master 11-inch skillet where we are going to cook it on the top of the stove. Normally we would use the oven, but if you want massive, I'm talking massive, energy efficient, you want to use the Salad Master cookware. Number one, the first thing that we want to do is we're going to use some sauce. So put some sauce at the bottom. Very simple, just enough to cover the bottom of the pan. And this is a cold pan. And then we're going to take some butternut squash. This is not round, actually called butternut squash. So take a few rounds of the butternut squash. Make a beautiful mandala there, if you will. We're going to add some ricotta cheese. Ricotta cheese is a little bit lower in fat. So let's put a little dollop or just cover a little bit of the butternut squash in there. And then what I like to do is I like to take a little sprig of rosemary, and I like to put the rosemary right in there. Just put the whole entire sprig, so in that way it doesn't break the little needles in there. So it's not going to be in your food. So just put it in there and it'll bring the flavor from the bottom up. So when you're ready to serve it, you can take just the whole thing out. Okay, great. So the next thing that we will do is let's put some of the noodles. We're going to use gluten-free noodles today, and these are actually organic lasagna noodles. So what we do is, rather than boiling the noodles, we can just take some of the noodles and put them straight into the pan. So no need to boil. So this is another way how you can save time, especially if you're an executive or a busy mom. This is the best way to make your lasagna. Why waste your time buying any frozen foods when you can make healthy, delicious meals in minutes at home? So cover as much as you can. Then we're going to add a little bit more sauce. So we're going to take another spoon. And so add some sauce on the top of the noodles, just like so. And the idea is it doesn't matter what sequence you use the ingredients that we're putting in here, as long as that you put all the ingredients in there. Okay. Next thing that we want to do is we want to put some spinach. Spinach actually is really good. Not only high in vitamin A, but it's really good for building your immune system. So let's put some spinach in there. And then we're going to take some mushrooms. And then we're going to chop up the mushrooms in here. One of the things that I love about mushrooms, especially creamy mushrooms, a couple of mushrooms, they deliver your daily value of vitamin D. Isn't that amazing? So I love to get the creaminess because there will be more nutrition in them. In fact, if you could use shiitake, it would be even better because shiitake has so many healthy properties, like great for your GI tract. Everybody will find its way to a mushroom. And now what we'll do is we're going to add a layer of eggplant. So eggplant is very high on vitamin B1 and also really good. The skin itself is really good for getting rid of free radicals. So it controls the free radicals in your body. So now let's take another layer of the cheese now. And we're going to put it over the top of the eggplant. So in that way it becomes really creamy. Oh, that's a piece of kale. It's not ready. It's eager to go into the lasagna, but we're not going to let them yet. This is so simple to make that just preparation itself takes probably about 5 minutes to make. And we're going to use the number 4 cone. So take a handful of garlic. Garlic is like your natural antibiotic. So just take a handful of garlic, use the number 4 cone, and slice it really thin. So that's perfect. Take it out of the way, spread them really good. Now let's take another layer of the noodles, just put it on the top. And sometimes you might need to cut to fill the sides. Now we're going to add more sauce. And just spread it really nicely so it'll actually, the sauce and the moisture from all the vegetables, whatever you put in here, is what is going to take the time. It's what's going to help cook these noodles. So that way we're not wasting any time boiling the noodles ahead of time. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a layer of kale. Kale it's one of the best vegetables for protein. Okay, so also it's very alkaline, and we want to use it as much as we can. So all we have to do is just this part that is really hard, you just peel it like this, and then you can get just the leaves itself, which is really nice and soft. So let's just put them in there. This is an amazing, delicious lasagna. It's my favorite in the world. It's like this is something that I become very popular in my household when I cook it, because you can eat it as a leftover, better than pizza when it's cold. It is just so delicious. You never have to use the microwave to reheat it. If you want to reheat the leftovers, which you probably will have none, then all you have to do is just add a little bit of water in the pan, turn it to medium. When the valve clicks, turn it off because the food is already cooked. So obviously you're just reheating. So it'll be faster than even any microwave. In our home, we haven't had a microwave for 20 years. The next thing that we're gonna do here, we're gonna add more of the butternut squash. So use it all. That way we don't have any leftovers. And now to these, just press it a little bit, and let's add the last layer of the sauce so it'll cook perfectly, evenly. Okay, so we're gonna use some organic Jack cheddar cheese. And now we're gonna use some pecorino cheese. And a little bit goes a long way. Normally people will use pounds and pounds and pounds of cheese. Using this method with the Salad Master, you just need a little bit, about a quarter of a cup of each. Make sure that all the edges in here, especially if you're a Salad Master owner, if you want to cook your best, always make sure that you cook in a semi-vacuum. So get rid of any little edges, any food that is inside on the edges of the pan. Okay, if you see something that is a little too big, just take it out, put it back in there. Now, last but not least, we're gonna put some tomato on the top. It's so simple, very simple to make, and it takes only 20 minutes to cook. And there you go. Voila, this beautiful lasagna is gonna be done for you in 20 minutes. So if you wanna do a garnish, you can do some basil if you like. If not, you can just put a little rosemary right in there, so you remember that you have the rosemary sprig in the bottom, so you can take it out before you serve. So to this, we take it out, put it on the top, and now we're gonna take the lid. This lid has a vapor valve. This is called the Salad Master 11-inch skillet. Vapor valve activates at 185 degrees, so it's perfect for cooking at low temperature before boiling point. So it retains about 93% of the nutrition on the food. So let's put it on the top there. Turn it to medium. When that little vapor valve clicks, we turn it down to low. Count 20 minutes from there, and you're ready to serve. Let it cool off before you serve it, so you get beautiful slices afterwards. And look at this. Voila. This is a beautiful lasagna made in 20 minutes. This is worth waiting for. Let's check it out. Oh, I don't even want to touch it. It's like one of those presents that they wrap so beautiful you never want to open. But my stomach says, oh, lasagna, lasagna. Okay, let's chop it up. Oh, wow. This is absolutely insanely delicious. But before I do that, I got to add a little bit of fresh, some amazing organic oregano on the top just to bring the flavors. Oh, look at this. This is so beautiful. Okay, so let's take the first amazing piece here. This is your flexitarian chef. My mouth is watering, telling you to your health. Until then, have a happy, healthy, and wealthy day.